Okay, shut up. The chain is fake. The chain is fake. Everything is an illusion. Comedy Central followed me on Instagram 2 days ago. What's up? Very exciting news for me. Comedy Central out here creating jobs, giving people opportunities, man. Hey, what the fuck is a job creator? What is that? What is that? I already got a job. It's to fuck bitches and get money. What is this? I used to be a carpenter, man. Y'all pay me $15 an hour and send me home smelling like sawdust? Y'all are impeding my prime directive. What is this, man? What is this, man? All this shit is fake, man. This is very exciting. I'm happy to be here, man. This is crazy. You're doing a whole half hour, all this shit, doing more time than my friends. That's cool. That's cool, man. That's cool. You know, if you told, it was a very busy year for me. I did a lot of, I write for Saved by the Bell, and I wrote a Batman comic, and I told them, all right, stop. If you clap for everything, I'm never gonna finish. But it's why I wrote a Batman comic, and first of all, I told him I was just pitching to the dude. I told him, what if we gave him slaves? And he was like. And he was like, well, Alfred already kind of is a slave, so like, you think he feels weird having to call his roommate master? That's gotta be weird. Okay, but I was just thinking about it, like, I wrote for Saved by the Bell, I wrote for Batman, and now I'm doing this. Now, if you told me as a teenager that I was gonna be doing all this stuff as an adult, I probably would have believed that shit. I was a very confident child. I was way too confident as a child. But I would probably be like, okay, so you're gonna space all those things out over the course of my lifetime, right? And then God would be like, nah, what if you just are depressed for 7 years and then you do that shit all in the same week, July 2021? How about that? How about that? Huh? And then on top of that, how about you have to go to Nigeria the next day? I'm going to Nigeria like tomorrow, okay? This is a lot, I'm doing a lot of shit. You know what's what? I've only been in Nigeria a couple times. My mom's from there. The first time I went when I was 11 years old. The second time I went, I was 16. And when I first started stand-up, I kept trying to make this story work about how the first time I went to Nigeria, I almost drowned in a swimming pool. And like, it was a very fucked up situation. All the kids laughed at me and all this stuff. They were like, you can't swim. I was like, we all can't swim where I come from. But that's the culture. But like all these kids were laughing at me, and then the lifeguard told me like he didn't do shit because he still had his trousers on, so he couldn't get in the pool. And I could never make the story work. I could never make it funny. And then I finally brought it up around my mom the other day, and then this motherfucker, she looked at me and she goes, well, you know, I just happened to hear that all those lifeguards died a few years later. You just heard that shit? How much power do you have? The fuck does that mean? They all just died. They all just on the same day? Did they at least have each other? What the fuck does that mean, man? Okay, but point is I'm here, whatever, who cares? It doesn't matter. Well, let's get into the jokes. Somebody told me I look like Donald Glover's Luigi the other day, so. Shut up, stop, shut up. It's fucked up because a girl I was dating one time left me for a dude named Luigi, so it hit extra hard. It was very weird, you know? It was like, okay, look, and she had the nerve to get mad at me because I wasn't jealous or anything like. But like, tell me, if somebody told you this story, would you believe them? First of all, she worked at a pizza place, and her coworker named Luigi told her he's in love with her, and I'm just supposed to be like, okay, yeah, that's a real person, yeah. The fuck? No, I'm not. And then she got mad at me because I didn't do anything about it, and I was just like, well, that nigga lives in a haunted house. It seems like he's got his own problems. You know, I don't know, like, you know? Let him do his thing, you know? Let him live his life. I feel like he's got his own shit to worry about, you know? just too much going on in the world, man. It's too much going on. I got a hand job on the beach. Now my friends keep calling me Moonlight. And I feel like that's unfair to the movie Moonlight. I'm just gonna say that. I feel like the movie's too good to compare. It's not the same thing. Barry Jenkins wrote the fuck out of that script. Mahershala Ali acted his ass off. I just nutted next to the ocean. That's all I did. I ain't do anything. There's a lot of friction. It was not fun. I feel like if anything, my hand job, it was more like a Zack Snyder film. It was just too long. It felt like they had the visuals in mind before they wrote the script, you know what I'm saying? It's not good. I also don't really identify with the themes of that movie like that. Like, I don't really know about my sexuality in that way, you know? Like, I took an online quiz that said I was bisexual, but I was like, yo, I was trying to find out my Hogwarts house. What the fuck is this? What is that? What is that? Ravenclaw? Is Ravenclaw bisexual, or is it Hufflepuff? Which one? I've heard both. I've heard both. All I know is Slytherin means you're too straight, and Gryffindor means you fuck books or something like that. I don't know. That's all I know. I did have a thing happen a little while ago, though. So I started skateboarding at 29 because I figured if my body's gonna fall apart, I might as well help it along the process. So, you know, can almost kickflip. But I did not anticipate how many children I was gonna deal with doing this children's activity. And so I was at the skate park the other day, and it was a bunch of kids like jumping around on all the ramps and all this stuff. And this little girl came up to me, and she had to be like 11 years old at the oldest. She came up to me in the sweetest little voice. She just goes, "Hey man," or she wasn't cool like that, but she goes, "Hey, what's up, bro? What up, cuz? What's good? How you doing?" And she goes, "Hey, are you interested in boys?" And look, the way she said it was very sweet, but also I grew up in Atlanta in the 90s, so if somebody asked me that question, I'm ready to fight because they might be ready to fight, so I'm just squared up on this little girl like this. Like, what's good? What you trying to do? What you trying to get into? What's up? What's up? What's good? What's up? What's happening? Huh? What's up? Huh? What's up? And then I thought about it, I realized, oh, this is a child girl. And so she's probably talking about a child boy. And so in that moment, like, sexuality went out the window. I forgot about that shit. I got all defensive. I was like, no, I fuck grown-ass men. Thank you very much. Fuck out my face with this boy shit. I don't do that. I don't do that. Get the fuck out of here. Where your parents at? Tell them I said what's up. Your parents looking for a third? They looking for a third? Are your parents looking for a third? How your parents doing? That's my sexuality. That's what I do. I fuck grown-ass parents. That's what I do. Just me and a heterosexual couple. That's what I'm really more of a bystander. I just stand in just for support. That's what I do. That's what I do. I'm just saying, yeah, y'all are doing a good job. Y'all killing it. You're doing great. Okay. All right. Next joke. Can we talk about how there's a person asleep right here while I'm living my dreams? What's going on, man? What's happening? What's happening? I know it's late. I know it's late. I know it's late, but I drank coffee with mushrooms in it, and so I'm fucking on 10 right now. I'm on 10 right now. Wake up, support your black boyfriend. Hey, y'all ever think about how Jesus died at 33, but the life expectancy was 35? They could have just waited. I ain't just wait. It's fucked up, man. You know? And they had to be around the same age to even have that much political influence, so they killed Jesus, and then they died. They didn't even get to enjoy him being dead. Whack as fuck. They killed Jesus, and then they died, and then everybody spent the next 2,000 years being like, yo, I actually kind of like that dude. What happened to him? What happened to that Jesus dude? You know? Why it's wild we got old-ass Joe Biden in office. He's about to make all these laws, and then he's gonna die, and everybody's gonna spend the next 2,000 years being like, yo, I actually kind of liked innocent Syrians. What happened to them? What's going on? Okay. Yep. They cut that joke out of my set on the Drew Barrymore show. So they will not let me say that. They will not let me. So So I'm looking at y'all. Where the fuck y'all at? Who the fuck is editing this shit? Who is cutting this shit? Who is cutting this shit? We gotta talk after the show. We're not doing that. Okay. I feel like we gotta be done with presidents, man. We gotta be done with the whole concept. I just like, you know? Only because, like, look, man, you got a button in front of you that can just launch nuclear weapons at any time. And look, I feel like I'm no different than any of us in saying, if I was president, I'm pressing that button. I know you're not supposed to, but I would do it, and that's the problem. We would all do it. It's crazy. People have been here the past 50 years just sweating in office, and that's what you do, man. Do y'all think Kamala Harris has ever said "sees him" in a conversation? I feel like she said it. I feel like she has to. Like. You can't be a cop that long and not try it, you know what I'm saying? You can't, just like a wave of the, just like, in a meeting, just like, sees him. Away with him, out of my sight. And do an interview later, just be like, yeah, have I had people seized? Yeah. But I smoked them all, you know. And you're like, well, the laws have changed. You're gonna have these people unseized, right? And she's like, yeah, you know how she just laughs instead of addressing the problem? Yeah. We're all familiar. We all know. We all know who she is. Okay. All right, man. Been a long year. I feel like everybody's eyes are open. We all see the thing now. I woke up in a cold sweat the other day. Like, why the fuck did the grocery store need my email address? We're all awake to what's going on, right? We understand? The fuck do they need that for? Oh, so we can give you coupons and change the price. Just change the price! I'll go to a different grocery store. What is this, man? It's been a long year, man. I've been inside and shit. Just like everything's changed, everything's different, everything's weird, man. I learned too much about myself in the past year, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I just like, for example, I learned, so I was doing this thing over the past year where I was hanging my mask off my ear when I needed to have a mask on me but didn't need to have it over my face. And I learned about myself that when I'm in that situation, what I like to do is I like to brush my mask back like this. Like I'm a bad bitch eating a beignet. So that's the thing that I like to do. Learn too much about myself. Any of y'all have your friends like grow their hair out, you find out they had a different curl pattern than you thought, and you're just like, bro, I thought I could trust you. You've been in my home. I had my friend grow his hair out. He came out with the Cat Williams hair. It's like, bro, what the fuck is this, man? Oh, so you just Hollywood now. Okay, that's what we do? That's what it is? You just Hollywood? Man, this shit is different. I thought I had social anxiety. Turns out it's just regular anxiety, you know? I'm sitting around the house like, yo, where the fuck is the social element? Where the fuck are y'all at? Show yourselves. If you're here, show yourselves. Where the fuck you at? It's just me and these bugs. I know it's just me and these bugs. And they should be nervous around me. I got shoes. I did enjoy over the past year. I did enjoy wearing a mask all the time. I feel like everybody was very anti-mask. I fuck with the mask, man. I like the mask because I don't like white people seeing me happy all the time, and I feel like it's a good way to conceal that information. I just don't want to. I just got sick of white people seeing me smile in the wrong context. You know what I'm saying? They got their phone out reading the news and they see me happy. It's like, oh, everything's fine in China, right? Like, no, I have nothing to do with it. I've never been to China. No. What the fuck is this, man? Mask on. All the fuck future. Mask on. Don't care, man. Don't care. Don't care, man. I like that vest. Okay. I guess I gotta admit things about myself now. Learned too much about myself. Unfortunately, just exploring, old habits, all this stuff. I started watching anime again. I'm sick of it. Don't like it. Tired of it. I feel like if you're gonna die, just die. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of the animation. Like, if you get cut in half, just be cut in half. Stop with the fucking, you're a formidable opponent. Just die, bro. Stop. I'm sick of it. Masculinity's gone too far. I'm sick. I'm tired. I'm tired. You know? Do y'all think you would have turned out to be a different person if your parents knew you had the little doorstop spring to play with when you were on punishment? Do you think? You think you would have been a different person? Because I feel like the punishment never really took, you know what I'm saying? I feel like my mom would take my TV, my video games away and be like, all right. Oh, I can finally focus on what's really important to me. Ooh, okay. She'd be like, doing. Suck my dick, Mom. Yeah, I feel like it's all these studies that came out that say like kids that got hit by their parents, they turn out to be way worse adults, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like those studies did not take into account who did and did not have the doorstop spring. I feel like that's important. That's an important confounding factor that we're leaving out, you know what I'm saying? Yep, that's a fun little joke that conveniently hides the fact that my dad did beat my ass when I was a kid. Okay. It was the 90s. It was the 90s. It was not universally accepted as abuse back then. Come on, shut up. I still love my dad. That's my father. Shut up. You know? And also, I'm pro hitting kids under certain conditions. And one condition particularly. And that condition is that when you turn 18, you should get to square up on that nigga in a sanctioned fight. I think that's fair, right? I think that's fair. You know? I just feel like a lot of dudes would change up their tune if they knew they were training the competition, you know? Let me ease up off this thing. I don't know if he's... I gotta see him in the octagon one day. Let me back up off this man, you know? He might be... Or he's Adesanya's, the Conor McGregor's, one of them. You know? I don't know. I do feel like that would be a better show than regular UFC, just like adults versus like teenagers. Cause then it's like a psychological battle, you know what I'm saying? You see a grown ass man going confident, just like, what's up? And then get hit in the face one time and have to reassess his priorities. Be like, oh, all right, I guess I gotta like try. Okay, all right, I guess we're doing that now. I got in a fight with my dad one time actually, and I won, and the energy in the household changed. Yep. He was not happy about that, and he's probably not gonna be happy that I said it in front of all y'all and the whole internet. Okay. Yeah, this is fun. This is fun. I like comedy. It's a good time, man. It's a good time. I think, you know what I think, like, over the past year, everybody realized, like, we all been mad about the wrong shit, you know? Mad about the wrong shit? What are y'all mad about? Okay, no, don't patronize me. Stop. It's wild, like, everybody's still mad, first of all, everybody's mad about, like, immigrants and shit, like, everybody's talking about immigrants coming in the country, taking all our jobs. Why the fuck you so worried about immigrants? You should be worried about the ocean. The ocean's definitely getting in. What the fuck? What are you talking about, man? It's right there. It's right there and it's on fire now. What the fuck are you worried about immigrants for? Everybody's still mad at millennials. Everybody still thinks millennials are the young people. What the fuck are you talking about? Everybody's like, oh, the millennials on the TikTok. I would love to be on TikTok, man. I would love to do all of the dances. I would kill that shit. I would love that. I just got other problems, man. I got other shit going. I got so much shit going on, man. Somebody is watching Bones on my Hulu account. I don't know who the fuck that is. What the fuck? Like how? Dude's like 10 seasons in. I have not had the account that long. How the fuck do you even explain that? You TikTok, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. TikTok, bro. No. Got other shit going on. I had a dude, he told me to my face, he goes, oh, well, millennials will never know the struggle of finding a date in an AOL chat room. What? Ew, what the fuck? What? Bro, first of all, why are you so proud of that? That's fucking weird. Second of all, you mean the same AOL that famously took on a case for harboring pedophiles in their chat room? Is that what you mean? Like, yeah, bro, we were on that. Who do you think all those kids were? The fuck? There would not be an AOL without us. We were the reason for the season, you know? What are you talking about? You think it was just a bunch of predators, no prey? No, it was us. It's like like when you go to LA and all your friends are Uber drivers, you're like, who's getting all these fucking rides then? Who's getting the rides? Okay. Y'all got a weird energy. No, I like y'all. This is fun. Having a great time, having a very good time. I did start, okay, all right, I don't want to dance around it, but you're gonna be mad at me, and I'm gonna say it anyway. Okay, look, I gotta preface it by saying you're gonna be mad at me, and then I'm gonna win you back. Okay, I started listening to R. Kelly again over the past year. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, okay. Weird energy, I know, okay, what the fuck are y'all mad? The only people I owe an explanation to are the black women in the room. What the fuck are y'all worried about? What the fuck are y'all mad about? What the fuck you looking at? What are you looking at? You got a beard and shit? What the fuck? You mad for? I don't like it. I don't like it. It's nothing to do with me. Oh, man. Your hat? You got a hat and shit? What if I just roasted you? What if that was the rest of my say? Fuck your shirt, bro. I hate salmon. I don't like it. You look like you like to fish, but also don't like to eat fish. No, I started listening to R. Kelly again. I started listening to R. Kelly again for research because I wanted to know, how do we give this nigga so many chances? How? The man survived the Boondocks episode and a Chappelle Show sketch. How the fuck is that? That's the peak of black criticism at the time. How the fuck is that? He weathered both those storms? No, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up, you know? Also, I watched a documentary. I found out that nigga can't read, so he signed his publishing away, so he does not make money off of my research, so calm down. Does not make money off of my research. But no, I dug into it. I listened to the hits, and I found out some things about that man that I don't think people are willing to admit. It's worse than you think. Okay. No. I did the research. I found out R. Kelly is not, nor has he ever been, a good musician. He's not a good musician. He sucks. He's bad. And now y'all disagreeing with me for different reasons. Where do your ethics lie on this issue? Where do your ethics lie? What do you really believe in? Stand up for something. What do you believe in? He's a bad musician. He sucks. He's never been good. His music is not sexy. It's just about sex, and there's a big difference. Teenagers talk about sex, but are they sexy? Not if you're not R. Kelly. No? It's not sexy. His music is not sexy. The sexy music you think R. Kelly makes is been D'Angelo the whole time. It's always been D'Angelo. It'll always be D'Angelo. I would love if he put another album out. But, no. Look, the only people give him so much fucking credit. It's like, oh, he wrote all these songs, he wrote all the hits, he wrote the Space Jam song, and he never wrote anything down. Need I remind you, cannot read, had no choice. No choice. The only reason R. Kelly gets put in this god tier of musicians is because he's consistently in the same conversation as Michael Jackson, because he got away with the same crime as Michael Jackson, and wrote some songs about that crime for Michael Jackson, when the reality is R. Kelly makes music for niggas to fuck in basketball shorts. And that's what he does. And I don't mean ones that take off basketball shorts to fuck. I mean they slide the leg up and slide the dick down the leg. And they fuck out the side like a banana poking its way out of a fruit bag. That's who R. Kelly makes music for. That's who R. Kelly makes music for. R. Kelly makes music for niggas that pry the mesh open and they fuck through the mesh and then they throw those shorts away. They got a roll of single-use fuck shorts to fuck to the Ignition remix like a roll of Bounty. That's who R. Kelly makes music for. But that's your king. You remember a few minutes ago when you defended him? You remember that? You thought I forgot that shit? No, I put that in my back pocket for right now, for ammunition. I do feel bad for R. Kelly for one reason, and that's because I know his life could have been so different. You know what I'm saying? It's all societal factors, all the things that made him that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, the man never learned to read despite spending so much time hanging outside of high schools. How is that possible? Just go in the school, pick up a book, let the power of knowledge wash the sin off you. You know? I can feel some of you thinking too much about who is in the school and not what. It's about the books. It's about the knowledge. The knowledge. You know what I'm saying? It's wild because it's never been a complicated situation, you know what I'm saying? The reality is, it comes down to the fact that we as a society do not give a fuck about black women, and that's all it's ever been, you know what I'm saying? It's a little more complicated with Michael Jackson only because even when that type of situation, even when men have been abused, they refuse to admit that they've been abused. They refuse to admit that's happened to them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got in a fight with a man about whether or not he got molested. He was my boss, so it was a very touchy subject. But he brought up at work, it was his fault. He told me that when he was 16, he had sex with a woman who was 35. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, that's obvious what happened. That's a very clear case. You got molested. What are we even arguing about? But he made a strong case for it. He was like, no, as a man, you're taught to like pursue women. It's all about conquering, conquest. You're supposed to sow your seed or whatever the fuck. And that's what I did. I pursued this woman. I was a grown man with my faculties about me. I pursued this woman. She responded, and we had consensual sex. That's what happened. And I was like, I can't really argue with that. That's your life. I'm not gonna put that narrative on you. You know, if you don't believe you got molested, I'm not gonna tell you that you got molested. But could you at least admit that you fucked a loser? Could you admit that? Like, bro, the fuck? What the fuck is so wrong? It's a grown ass. It's a grown ass woman that fucks teenagers? Why are you so proud of that? That's nasty, bro. Ugh. You fuck predator pussy? What the fuck? Okay, now that I put it in those terms, it would be crazy if you were fucking somebody and then another pussy came out, but that would be. But that's not even predator, that's alien, so what the fuck are you proud of?